Today's video, we're going to talk about the Google Ads trademark approval form, or basically the form where you are going to try to ask for permission from Google or get approval from Google so you can advertise and put certain trademark terms in your ads that are currently, your ads are getting shut down / disapproved by using those trademark terms in your ads right now. And that could certainly be because your product name has a trademark term, and you can't now have your own product name in your ad because Google's saying somebody else has trademarked that term. Or, of course, you may be trying to sell a product that is a replacement part, for example, for a product, and you can't sell that part because you need to be able to state the name of that product that the part goes into, Honda Civic muffler, in order to advertise to the person that you have the Honda Civic muffler. If they're searching for a Honda Civic muffler and you don't say Honda Civic muffler in your ad, nobody will click on your ad, whereas Honda may have trademarked the word Civic, so you can't put Civic into the ad, causing a problem for your company. This, of course, could be what you're trying to ultimately tap into as you're a reseller of a product. Maybe you're selling a Honda Civic. You need Honda to give you permission to advertise your Honda Civics on and through Google Ads, which this trademark approval form potentially could help you be able to do that if the word Honda already is trademarked and blocked by Google Ads. There actually is another form that Google Ads has that if you want to block anybody else from using your trademark terms, assuming they are really trademarked, which you obviously could trademark anything you want in terms of your product name, so on and so forth, company names. If you can successfully trademark the term, you could block anybody from using that term in the future in their Google Ads after you've got that term trademarked, by submitting a form to Google saying, I don't want anybody to put this into their ad from now on. And it could be egregious. You could take a fairly general term that, you've got a product that you used that term in your ad, being that term is used for to describe many other items. As long as you trademark that product name, you could say, I have the King Cobra Golf Club, and you want to make sure that nobody else can use the word Cobra in any other ads. So you go ahead and trademark King Cobra and then also just the word Cobra, if you will, by itself. And then you tell Google through that trademark form, I don't want anybody using the word King Cobra or just the word Cobra in their ads. And then when you go to try to set up an ad later on, somebody else sets up an ad later on, try to advertise the word Cobra in their ad, the ad will just get disapproved right away once they've submitted that form. And unless you're going to go ahead and ask Google through the trademark approval form, you're not going to be able to advertise on Cobra at that point, nor can anybody, until you've submitted this form and went through the process of getting that trademark approved on your ads once it's already been blocked through that other form. So there's a way to work around this, as well as to get the best results out of this approval form, which I'm going to go through. So if you are right now stuck in a position where you need to advertise on a certain term that's blocked for trademark issues or reasons, this is going to be your workaround and answer to that exact issue. And also, of course, like I said, how to handle the approval form the right way to get the results you want out of it. So with that said, getting into the content here, a good chunk of our clients have had an issue using certain generic words in their ads because other big companies block everyone from using those anywhere in their ads. So big companies will have trademarks for tons of terms, and they may have many different products and they're trademarking many different terms for those many different products because they got the money to do it, right? Words like raptor, snake, generic words, in other words, are often annoyingly blocked so that you can't use them in your ad. So you won't even legitimately be trying to, trademark is supposed to be there to not allow you to siphon customers away from somebody by getting the customer confused of who they're dealing with, in other words. So you can't, if somebody sells a King Cobra Golf Club, you can't sell a King Cobra Golf Club too, because in the action of doing that, some consumers would be confused as to which one is the original King Cobra Golf Club, and the guy that ultimately came up with the King Cobra Golf Club as well could siphon business away from the guy that originally came out with the King Cobra Golf Club, because they wouldn't know the difference between the original and the new one that came out. And you can effectively use their reputation to generate your sales, assuming that you created another golf club named King Cobra as well. So anyway, with that said, that's why Google's trademark system is set up the way that it is. They don't want to, through trademark law, they don't want consumers confused. And with that, they don't want people picking off sales from people that have the brand name or trademark name being copied, abused, so on and so forth. Such as, for 1-800-Flowers, that brand name's there's been many millions spent to build up that name. They don't want somebody coming in there calling themselves 1-800-Flowers and putting that into their ad, or one or the other. So they have the system set up to where, by default, you can put 1-800-Flowers in the ad, no problem. But if 1-800-Flowers, the original company, which has that word trademarked, doesn't want anybody putting it in their ad, they've got the process for it. And then they don't want to do it on an individual one-on-one basis because it's too much overhead, so they just block everybody for whether they're trying to maliciously steal customers away from 1-800-Flowers or not. They're just going to basically block it. Google actually did state, by the way, that they are going to update the system to where ultimately you're going to have to block individual people abusing the program. But for now, that's fundamentally how the system works. And so ultimately, if you find you're in a situation, though, that you've got to be able to use a trademark term that you can't use in your ad right now in your ad, you've got this Google Ads trademark approval form to get around the system and ask Google for permission to use that word in the ad. And if you're thinking, though, that you're not trying to do anything malicious, you're not trying to steal customers away from the original trademark holder, you should be able to fill out this form and then it's going to be fixed for you. You're going to be able to start using that word in your ad from now on. You're going to be mistaken. It's way more difficult than you think to get that form to basically work. Basically, and as a side, by the way, I've also seen people that file a trademark. Like if 1-800-Flowers, by the way, didn't file a trademark for their term, and you came in as a secondary guy starting up a company called 1-800-Flowers, and then you trademarked the term, even though it's not easy to get that approved through the trademark office. If you did it, you could block the original company from advertising and be the only one with that term in your ad. Just as a side, I've seen an instance where that happened before. But anyway, if you're trying to get a permission from the person that filled out the trademark blocking form to block other people from using their trademark in their ad, your trademark in their ads, or their trademark in anybody else's ads, I should say, you could do the Google Ads trademark approval form to be able to get that permission. If your products are also named, if you're in a situation where your product is named the Vanilla Raptor or whatever, and the Ford has blocked Raptor from being used in your ads, and you can't ultimately put the name of your product in your ad, and you need to do that in order for your ad to get clicked and make money off of that particular people searching for that keyword. The Google Ads trademark form won't help you out unless the company who blocked you, typically being a smaller company. So in the instance where I explained that Ford is the one that blocked you, who originally filled out the trademark blocking form to block you from being able to use the word Raptor in your ad there, filling out this trademark approval form ain't going to help you, because how this actual system works is the form's filled out, right? And then a message goes out. You fill out the form. The message goes out to that company, whoever had submitted the trademark blocking form to block you from advertising that keyword or that trademark term in your ad. And then that company who holds the trademark and that filled out the trademark blocking form, if you will, needs to approve your request. So this is just a request form, or you're not requesting from Google. Google's forwarding that on to the trademark holder. They got to approve your request to use their trademark in your ad. And if it's a big company, you're just not going to get a reply because the company's too freaking big. You're not going to get through to the person who has the authorization to allow you to do it. So you're just shit out of luck for pretty much any big company. If it's a smaller company who holds the trademark, you may be able to get some assistance getting to where you could work around the trademark issue and get that trademark in your ad, whereas you couldn't before. Such as if you are a distributor, you may be able to get that company to play ball with you, and through the automated request that goes out to that person's email address saying that you would like to use their trademark in your ad, you'll get them to approve it through the automated email that goes out to that trademark holder so that you can start to use that trademark in your ad. But in that case, though, the company's small enough, the person that it gets sent out to is somebody who can either directly or through one person they already know get that request that you have approved. But because they rely on you, the distributor itself, to sell their products, and so they got to, of course, they're incentivized to let you use their trademark in your ad. But even in that instance, you got to be able to generally reach out to that company directly, because that email will go out to the trademark holder and they're not pressed for time like you are to get the trademark approval request thing approved. So what you generally, I've seen you have to do is call or reach out to the company directly and say, hey, look, I know you've got a trademark block on this term, so to use this keyword here in your ad, if you know itself. I sent a request through for the trademark approval form through, and should have sent you an email asking you if I can use the trademark in my ad. So can you please check your email and get that approved for me? And then that's the 1-2 kind of combination itself that's going to get you the ability to use that keyword that's been trademarked and blocked through the system by that company, the parent company that you're selling their products or services, if you will, and you're the distributor, to release that trademark so you can use that trademark term in your ad again, right? So basically, you can fill out the form, the request goes out, nothing happens, you follow up with the company directly and explain it. Hey, look, I really got to get you to okay this through the form that was sent out and through the trademark approval form notification that I filled out, and that the notification went to your email, so that I can use the trademark term that you've got currently blocked in my ad in order to actually run ads successfully for your company and sell your products like you want me to. And so that's where specifically the trademark approval form will actually have some use. Whereas if it's a small company, they probably still ain't gonna, even if they want you to sell their products, the person's getting the request form still a lot of times needs some jolting to even move on it. And if it's a big company, they're just really not gonna do shit for you anyway. I've never seen that works. So, and then respectively, unless you're selling their product or services, they have little to no incentive to help you out. So going back to the Ford example where they have the Ford Raptor, and if you have a product that also has the name Raptor in it, and you think that you're going to use the Google Ads trademark approval form to get Ford, or let's say even if it wasn't Ford, it's a tiny company, one guy shop, it's a one employee company, you're going to get that guy to approve it, because what incentive does he have to allow you to advertise on his trademark term that he thought was important enough to get blocked through the trademark blocking form itself, that Google has for you to fill out to block certain people, other people from advertising that trademark term that you got trademarked to help you. So even if they know that you're not trying to compete with them, they don't want you to advertise on their trademark terms. So they just aren't going to help you. So really there's only one individual instance where the trademark approval form is going to successfully work, and that is if they need you to sell their product or service. Then they're going to go through the actions of helping you and want to help you get unblocked so you can use the trademarks that you need to use in the ad. For anybody else, even if you're not competing with them, they should help you. They basically probably won't help you. It's not going to, they don't care, and you start having, if you start advertising on their trademark term and then they have to compete with you and their ad cost goes up, it only hurts them by playing ball, by letting you advertise with their trademark in your ad, and then therefore showing up also in addition to that for keywords related to that trademark that'll just drive up their ad cost. So I just wanted to explain the nuances related to this trademark approval form. There's only a small kind of window of opportunity with it that you'll actually get some use out of it and get a response out of the approval form once it's sent out. And the workaround, as I mentioned, I said that there was a workaround here. If you're not in a situation where you're dealing with a smaller company that needs you to sell their product and that it's in their best interest to allow you to advertise with that trademark that they originally wanted blocked in your ads, you can also put that trademark in the ad and then just tweak the ad a little bit. Now, I'll start with a disclaimer and say, I'm not responsible for you losing your ad account doing this, but if you're in a situation where you absolutely, like for instance, like I said, if you have a product name that one word out of the product name that you have is also one word of another product that's sold out there in a different category, that's preventing you from using the full product name of the product you sell in your ad, and you have to. So if you're selling the Vanilla Raptor, product, and Ford won't let you use the word Raptor in your ad, and there's a bunch of people typing in Vanilla Raptor because they've heard of your product and they want to find you, you're really stuck, and you want to advertise on that term and actually say the name of your product in the ad so they don't go click on something else and you lose that customer potentially, then you simply misspell the word Raptor, or you add an asterisk in there or whatever. Now technically this is so-called circumventing Google systems, and you can get your account shut down for that, absolutely, and I've seen this happen. So this is a very risky strategy, but if you have no other choice, you do it, and then if your account does get shut down and you explain to Google support that, hey, I only did this because I tried the approval form route, no response, this is the name of our products, and the name of our product's also trademarked, so you can't say it's a trademark issue because our name is trademarked, and you're telling us that we can't even advertise on our own trademark name? What the effing heck is going on? And the review department will say, okay, I see it your way. We'll unban your account, and then you still won't be allowed to advertise on that trademark term, but at least the time between now and the time that they see that you're circumventing systems, you won't have any problems. And they probably won't ever catch on at all that you use an asterisk in the word Raptor to replace one of the letters within the word Raptor itself. So in other words, you could use like an asterisk in place of a letter to get around not being able to use a word in your ad that's currently blocked to the trademark blocking form that you can submit to block any other person from using that trademark word in your ad or in their ads. And therefore get the general point across of what you meant to say in that ad, because only one letter's substituted with the asterisk, and you probably won't ever have Google complain about it. And if they do, and they do shut you down, you can explain why you did it, and then you'll get your account restored. And you had, in between, at least at the time You started doing that, and the time you got shut down, you had it running, and you probably will get it running forever after that. So that's technically your workaround, if you will, that you have available, which isn't the greatest. You could use an asterisk for a letter. You can use a dash. You can use a space between the certain letters. There's different variations to that. But again, you're playing with fire basically with that. And I certainly wouldn't do it at all if you're going to circumvent the systems to actually steal business in some way, shape, or form from the original trademark holder. Absolutely don't do that, because you will get your account shut down permanently if they catch it, if their system catches it, if the reviewers or Google's employees catch it. You're not explaining your way out of it. So, but there's certain situations where, like for instance, where we sold printer toner, where if you're going to sell a toner cartridge, you got to be able to, your main bread and butter there is people looking for, like, you know, HP 1255 replacement printer cartridge. If HP's got the word HP blocked, how are you going to advertise on Google when somebody types in replacement HP 125 printer toners when you can't use the word HP in your ad? And that, so it isn't an individual instance where things are unideal by not using that trademark in the ad. Every keyword in the entire market that works uses HP in it if that's all we have to sell is HP. So it's either we do the workaround and we make money, or we don't do it and we don't make any money. So in that case, it's only upside. Maybe they catch us, maybe they don't. Regardless, I'm making no money anyway. So, but as far as I don't know for sure if they're just manual reviewers look at the stuff, but maybe automated systems that are able to look for people circumventing the trademark system with asterisk spaces and stuff like that. I don't know. So just don't do it if you have. Just know there's going to be a risk regardless, and I don't even support anybody, just for the record, to actually steal business from anybody by using their trademark. It's just really silly if you're in a situation where the trademark that you can't use in the ad because it's blocked has nothing to do with what you do, and the consumer won't be able to find what they want because by not using that trademark, so-called trademark in your ad, they're not going to find what they want. That nobody is winning in that situation. Trademark holder doesn't gain anything necessarily. Google doesn't gain anything. The consumer doesn't gain anything. It's just Google's way of not having a lot of overhead to not deal with individual trademark situations one by one, even though, like I said, they're starting to move away from that to where you're going to have to start to, when you see somebody using your trademark, complain about them specifically versus a blanket ban, which they should have did a long time ago for the exact reasons I said here, because there's abuse of the system where they'll let, people are getting blocked from using words that are in their product name, for instance. So anyway, with that all said, that tells you about as much as I can tell you about the trademark approval form, how to use it if you are going to get effective results out of it, and then what your basic other options are if you can't use the form and you're really in a situation where you have to use that word in your ad. So that said, I'll wrap it up with that. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you got a lot of value from it, I'd appreciate a thumbs up, and consider subscribing to this channel, as I have a lot of other content on this channel that tells you how to make a ton of money with online advertising, given it's coming from somebody who manages dozens of campaigns on an ongoing basis for different clients that I personally directly work with, and we got to guarantee the results thereof. It's coming from somebody who does this all day, every day. I'm not a YouTuber who just, tells about, explains theory, or guy who manages a couple of campaigns. It's the most relevant information you could get from somebody that you can get it from, basically, and therefore, this is the best information to pay attention to if you want to become an ad expert and make tons of money, millions of dollars with your ads. If you like my channel, you'll love my blog, also found at guaranteeppc.com/blog. If you have any questions about anything I covered here today, think you have a unique situation, leave me a comment below. I get back to every single person who leaves me a comment on this channel, usually within a couple days' time. If you have any other PPC or ad-related questions, feel free to leave me a question as well. I like to try to help my viewers out. Beyond that, if you have a need to get results in your space in terms of the advertising you're running, getting a return, and you want somebody that's just the best in the business to help you do that, reach out to my firm. This is exactly what I do. GuaranteePPC.com. I'd be happy to give you a free assessment on how much results I can get for you. If you have the right product or service that we know that we can do well with, and we can link up and work together, we won't take a fee until you get more results on your campaign, more sales results specifically, and more profit. And we could estimate what that profit would be up front for you, and so on and so forth. And by reaching out to me, I'll get you a strategy. I'll give you a free strategy session just for reaching out, regardless of whether or not we're going to be able to work together. So you can't really turn that down either way. Even if you're not looking for a management agency to help you just fully manage your ads, by the way, we offer campaign templates. Campaign templates that, if we've worked in a market, which we worked in over 500 markets at this particular stage, and if we got results in your market already, you don't have to waste all the time figuring out what works in your market. You can use the campaign templates we got for your market already and know what the results you can get in your market using those templates before you even use them. With those templates, you can copy and paste results, literally speaking, directly from our account to your account, and it doesn't get any better or easier than that. We charge a one-time fee for that. We give you the campaign templates, the landing page templates that work for that market you're in. They work well enough. We got people using the templates to start up businesses in brand new markets, outsource all the work, take a small percentage of the revenue out for themselves, and have an automated business strategy in that. All they have to do is because they have their hands on the brilliant marketing advertising strategy that works for that market, that's their value to get what's necessary to take their 10% of the sales that come through just for having the internet itself, if you will. So anyway, if you're interested in that and seeing what markets we have results in and so forth, reach out to me. I'll also let you know about that as well. But I'll wrap it up with that. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and hope to see you on my next one where we have another great strategy for you then. See you later.